There are still places in this world that leave modern people bewildered. Ancient structures so massive, mysterious artifacts, and even entire civilizations that once flourished brilliantly only to vanish without a trace. These are not legends or fairy tales, but real mysteries documented by archaeologists and historians. From colossal stone blocks that even modern machines struggle to move to ancient cities now lying deep beneath the ocean. Today we will journey together into the unsolved mysteries of the ancient world, where history itself sometimes breaks all the rules. So fasten your seatbelt as we dive into today's mystery. But first, you'll have incredible luck if you like and subscribe. Tomb of Qin Shi Huang. Beneath the green hills of Shanxi Province, China, lies a place where history and legend have yet to reach. This is the tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unite all of China. For more than 2,000 years, this mausoleum remained intact. It is protected not only by an army of imposing terracotta warriors, but also by countless stories of hidden treasures and deadly traps. The central chamber of the tomb, where the most powerful emperor in Chinese history rests, remains completely untouched and unexplored. Construction began when Qin Shi Huang was only 13 years old and was only completed after his death, involving 700,000 laborers. Every single statue was crafted with meticulous detail, their faces and armor distinct from one another, as if each figure had once truly lived. The historian Sima Qian once described the tomb as a magnificent underground palace, a microcosm of the emperor's entire kingdom. According to the chronicles, inside the tomb are flowing rivers of mercury, representing the great rivers of China designed to run eternally. The ceiling was inlaid with pearls to recreate a sky full of stars, while treasures were buried to serve the emperor in the afterlife. There are even automatic traps like crossbows set to fire at intruders to protect the secrets of the tomb. Modern surveys have confirmed that beneath the massive mound lies a mysterious structure, and the soil contains unusually high concentrations of mercury. Experts fear any attempt to excavate now would result in permanent destruction. When discovered, the vibrant colors of the statues vanished within minutes. Furthermore, the mercury in the soil poses a significant danger. If not handled with care, the consequences could be akin to a chemical spill. In China, imperial tombs are considered sacred ground. To disturb them would be seen as an affront to the ancestors and national history. The tomb of Qin Shi Huang remains special, for he is a symbol of unity and absolute power. Its secrets wait for the right time. Ordinary citizens, but even the government, are extremely cautious about releasing survey data. And many believe there may be secrets within the tomb that the world is simply not ready to face. Some bold theories even suggest the tomb could hold ancient knowledge far beyond our understanding, or perhaps evidence of a once advanced civilization. Today, millions of visitors come each year to marvel at the terracotta army. Yet the central burial mound believed to hold the emperor's actual tomb still stands undisturbed. A silent reminder of a past filled with mystery. Beneath the vast skies and endless steppes of Mongolia lies a mystery that has endured for more than 8 centuries. This is the lost tomb of Genghis Khan, the man who forged the greatest empire in human history. Despite being one of the most renowned conquerors of all time, his final resting place has left no trace. How could the burial site of such a legendary emperor vanish without a single clue? And does his tomb truly hold the legendary treasures gathered from across the Mongol Empire? Somewhere among the wild mountains and boundless grasslands of northern Mongolia, the tomb remains beyond the reach of archaeologists and treasure hunters alike. He died in 1227, yet to this day, no one has been able to determine exactly where he was buried. Unlike famous tombs like the Egyptian pyramids, Genghis Khan's burial site has left not the slightest sign on the surface. According to legend, he requested to be buried in absolute secrecy, leaving no trace for future generations. The secret history of the Mongols mentions only the year of his death, saying nothing about his final resting place. Marco Polo wrote that the Mongols themselves did not know where the tomb was located. Folktales recount that his body was brought back to Mongolia after a military campaign in northern China. To keep the location a secret, the escort party reportedly killed every person they encountered along the journey home. Some legends go further, claiming that 2,000 people who attended the funeral were executed to protect the secret. 1,000 horses were said to have been driven across the burial ground to erase all traces. Other stories speak of rivers being diverted to flood the tomb, or entire forests planted to conceal it. A moving tale tells of a young camel buried with the emperor, whose mother returned to weep, helping descendants find the site. Most researchers believe the tomb lies somewhere near Burkhan Khaldun, the sacred mountain where he was born. Archaeologists have used drones and modern imaging technology to search for anomalies, but excavation has been blocked. Local residents regard the land as holy and will not permit it to be disturbed. It is believed that the site could hold enormous treasures and priceless artifacts from across the empire, from China to Persia. Some tell of guardian spirits and deadly curses that have befallen expeditions seeking the tomb. But for the Mongolian people, what matters most is the respect owed to their national hero who laid foundations for freedom. They believe his wishes must be honored, and any intrusion would be seen as a grave insult to their ancestors. Today, despite the march of technology, the Khenti region remains a remote, nearly inaccessible wilderness. And the tomb of Genghis Khan remains forever out of humanity's grasp. Should this mystery ever be solved, the discovery could rival the unearthing of the Terracotta Army. Yet perhaps his tomb will always remain a part of legend, protected by the vast steppe and the shadows of galloping horses. Giant of Castelnau. In the winter of 1890, in a small village called Castelnau, the anthropologist Georges Vacher de Lapouche unearthed 3 enormous bone fragments. These fragments came from a burial mound dating back to the Bronze Age and belonged to a human who stood over 11 feet tall. This height far surpasses every conventional standard of our species. Was this evidence of a race of giants or a strange mistake? When Vacher de Lapouche began his work in Castelnau, he never expected to encounter a femur, a tibia, and an arm bone of this scale. Measurements published in the journal La Nature in 1890 showed that these bones were twice the size of modern human bones. The femur measured 14 centimeters across. The tibia was 26 centimeters long, and the arm fragment was unusually large. Based on these calculations, Lapouche estimated that the individual must have stood 3.5 meters tall and weighed several hundred kilograms. He insisted that these were unquestionably human bones. The fragments were later sent to the University of Montpellier for expert analysis. Leading figures in zoology and anatomy agreed the bones belonged to a very tall race, though they noted the possibility of pathology. Just a few years later, further reports emerged of giant skulls and bone fragments discovered near Montpellier. These remains were believed to have come from people between 10 and 15 feet tall. They were sent to the French Academy of Sciences, but afterward, they vanished without a trace, leaving modern science unable to follow their trail. In 2022, anthropologist Catherine Haken proposed that they might have simply been the bones of a giant bear that once roamed prehistoric Europe. In the 19th century, it was not uncommon for large animal bones to be mistaken for human remains when anatomical knowledge was limited. But if these were merely animal bones, why did the Montpellier experts of that time confirm them as human? And why to this day has no modern study ever re-examined these fragments? The story opens a doorway into the realm of myth. From the Cyclops of ancient Greece to the Nephilim in the Bible, almost every culture has tales of giants who once walked the earth. In Castelnau, villagers still speak of a cave that once sheltered a giant, suggesting Lapouche's discovery might be the key to ancient legends. Some speculate these bones are traces of a lost civilization or extraterrestrial visitors. though no scientific evidence has ever been produced. Still, archaeology is not without its hoaxes. The Cardiff Giant, a stone statue buried to fool the public in 1869, is one famous example. Yet, the fact that leading experts examined and verified the Castelnau bones makes the hoax theory harder to accept in this case. Today, the bones that once shocked the world have disappeared from all collections, their whereabouts unknown, and they have never been re-examined with modern technology. The question of the Giant of Castelnau's origin remains unanswered. If such a being truly existed, why has no further evidence ever surfaced? Longyou Caves, hidden deep beneath the lush green rice fields of Liu County, Xinjiang Province, China, lies one of the greatest archaeological mysteries. The story of Longyou began entirely by chance in the summer of 1992, when a local farmer decided to drain the water from a pit. He had no idea that beneath the surface lay a massive cavern with perfectly flat walls covered in evenly carved patterns that seemed machine-made. The locals continued to pump water, and soon before their eyes appeared an entire underground city of more than 20 interconnected caves. What makes Longyou a mystery that defies every theory is the sheer perfection of its engineering and scale. Each cave rises more than 30 meters high. The domed ceilings and pillars are laid out in precise harmony, and every surface is covered with parallel wave-like carvings. No human remains or artifacts have ever been found. Nothing to indicate that any community ever lived or labored here. According to archaeologists, the complex could be more than 2,000 years old, dating to the Qin or early Han dynasty. And yet, not a single ancient Chinese chronicle makes any mention of Liu. How could such a massive undertaking vanish entirely from the historical record? Some suggest the caves were ancient granaries, wartime shelters, or even forgotten royal tombs. Each theory leads to more unanswered questions. Could this be the legacy of a civilization we have never known? Or the product of construction techniques now lost to time? Today, the Longyou Caves still lie quietly beneath the farmland, a testament to the creative power and the enduring mysteries of those before us. Baalbek Megaliths, hidden within the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon. Once a crossroads for ancient civilizations, it stands at the center of architectural mystery. Behind these age-old ruins lie stone blocks so enormous that their size and weight defy both the imagination and limits of modern engineering. At the heart of this enigma are the three famous stones known as the Trilathon. Each block weighs between 750 and 800 tons. These massive blocks form the foundation for the legendary Temple of Jupiter. Yet, their scale surpasses anything the Roman civilization was thought capable of. There is no record of any Roman lifting device or construction tool capable of moving stones of such staggering mass. Not far away, right at an ancient quarry, even larger blocks have been found. Among them is the stone of the pregnant woman, weighing nearly 1,000 tons. Another block weighing 1,242 tons. And most remarkably, in 2014, archaeologists uncovered a stone weighing a staggering 1,650 tons, regarded as the largest stone block ever known to mankind. Strikingly, these giant stones remain in the quarry, posing a tremendous question about the true intentions and capabilities of the ancients. Numerous theories have been put forth. Some researchers believe the Romans used wooden rollers and earthen ramps to transport the stones from the quarry to the construction site. Yet, this theory quickly reveals its weakness, for the Roman cranes could only lift between 60 and 100 tons at most, while the blocks here are many times heavier. Moreover, there is no evidence that they ever used a coordinated system of machines. For this reason, many scholars now believe the foundation of the Temple of Jupiter predates the Romans, perhaps belonging to an older civilization. They point to similarities between Baalbek and other megalithic structures, such as the Sacsayhuaman fortress in Peru and the Egyptian pyramids. Could it be that ancient humanity possessed technologies far beyond what we know today? Despite decades of research, the secret remains unresolved. All that remains are the silent stones themselves, defying the passage of time and resisting every effort to unlock their mystery. Devil's Bible. Within the archives of Sweden's National Library lies one of the most haunting and enigmatic manuscripts ever crafted. The Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible, regarded as the largest surviving medieval manuscript. The manuscript weighs nearly 75 kilograms, measures 92 centimeters long, 50 centimeters wide, and 22 centimeters thick. So large that even a grown adult must use both arms just to move it. Experts estimate it took hundreds of calfskins to produce. What truly elevates it to legend are the stories of curses and supernatural powers that have become attached to the book. According to legend, the manuscript was written by a Benedictine monk in Bohemia, sentenced to be walled up alive in the monastery. Desperate, he promised that if given one night, he could produce a manuscript containing all human knowledge from the Bible to magic. Knowing the task was impossible, the monk is said to have made a plea to the devil. Satan himself appeared and helped him finish it. In gratitude, the monk painted a gigantic portrait of the devil in the center of the book, a demonic image unlike any other. But what continues to astonish modern scholars is the perfect consistency of handwriting and style across all 620 pages. It appears as though the book was written by a single hand, possibly over many years. Inside the Codex Gigas is not only the entire Latin Bible, but also texts on history, anatomy, magic, astrology, and even catalogs of demons. Most striking of all is the enormous illustration of a figure with glowing eyes and razor-sharp claws positioned in the middle of the manuscript. This image has convinced many that the book is cursed and that whoever possesses it is doomed to misfortune or catastrophe. Over the centuries, the Devil's Bible has witnessed countless upheavals. It was once seized by Swedish forces as a prize during the 30 Years' War. It was taken to Stockholm in 1648, where it remains preserved to this day. There are tales that wherever the manuscript appears, disaster follows. Today, the Codex Gigas continues to draw thousands of scholars and mystery seekers. It remains a symbol of the quest to uncover secrets. Göbekli Tepe, buried beneath the parched soil and stony hills of the Anatolian Plateau in Turkey, remains silent and forgotten by history. In 1994, when German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt struck the earth with his first shovel, no one imagined he would shake the foundations of history. Hidden deep underground were massive circles of limestone pillars, each column rising up to 6 meters tall and weighing dozens of tons. More than 11,000 years old, it predates the invention of the wheel, the discovery of agriculture, and even the use of metal. These T-shaped pillars are intricately carved with depictions of animals: lions, wild cattle, foxes, snakes, as well as countless abstract symbols. The greatest paradox is that Göbekli Tepe is believed to have been built by hunter-gatherers, societies thought incapable of such projects. Even stranger, around 8000 BC, the ancient builders deliberately buried the temple, as if determined to seal its secrets away forever. They raise a host of questions. Could it be that human history is far deeper and more complex than we ever imagined? Hidden beneath the dust of centuries in Shanxi Province, China, the White Pyramid stands as one of the greatest enigmas. In 1945, American pilot James Gaussman reported seeing a colossal pyramid in the valley below, its four faces gleaming white. Just 2 years later, another pilot named Maurice Shahan confirmed the account and managed to take a few blurry black and white photos. When these reports reached the West, they caused a sensation. Yet, as the war ended, China's borders gradually closed to foreign researchers. The area said to be the location of the White Pyramid came under strict control. Only a handful of local scholars were ever allowed to investigate, and official reports claimed these were nothing more than earthen burial mounds. These mounds for ancient emperors were built between the Qin and Tang dynasties. The Chinese authorities insisted that no white pyramid of extraordinary dimensions, as described by American pilots, truly existed. Even so, in recent decades, satellite images released by both Western and Russian sources have revealed pyramid-like structures scattered throughout Shanxi. Some rise from 50 to over 100 meters tall, much larger than the pyramids of Egypt. One remarkable detail is the legend of the shining white surface. Local traditions tell that the structure was once covered in a layer of pure white limestone or clay, which reflected the sun. It made it stand out against the gray backdrop of the surrounding mountains. The White Pyramid's estimated height of 300 meters and a base perimeter of more than 450 meters would surpass Egypt's wonders. Who then built this immense structure? And for what purpose? Theories about the White Pyramid are as diverse as the monument itself. Some archaeologists believe it was merely the burial mound of Chinese emperors, built as a statement of absolute power. Others suggest the White Pyramid is a relic of an ancient civilization now lost, one that predates the recorded history of China. More radical theories claim that the White Pyramid once served as a religious center or an astronomical site like the Maya pyramids. They point to the way many pyramids in Shanxi seem to be aligned with certain constellations, echoing the arrangement in Egypt. To this day, no one outside the Chinese archaeological community has been allowed full access to excavate or rigorously study these pyramids. Many tombs remain abandoned, for there is a Chinese belief that one should not disturb the emperor's slumber, lest disaster befall you. It is not only a forgotten wonder, but a challenge to all who long to reach the hidden layers of human history. Will the day ever come when that secret door is opened, allowing the world to behold the monumental structure? Among the most sensational archaeological discoveries in Egypt, nothing compares to the frenzy ignited by the Black Sarcophagus in 2018. As workers dug the foundations for a new building, they unexpectedly unearthed a massive stone block buried deep in the earth. What emerged was a rectangular coffin made entirely of black granite, almost 2.7 meters long and weighing nearly 30 tons. Next to it was an alabaster bust, its face worn smooth with age, leaving the true identity of the tomb's owner an even greater enigma. This black sarcophagus was completely bare except for a plaster seal eroded away by centuries. This anonymous construction only fueled speculation. Was this the secret grave of a significant figure, or someone whose role in history had to be hidden from future generations? Some whispered that this could be the final resting place of Alexander the Great, the legendary king who founded the city. Was there an ancient curse inside the sarcophagus like the legends that surrounded Egyptian tombs since the discovery of Tutankhamun? In July 2018, experts decided to open the enormous sarcophagus. The operation required modern lifting equipment and strict safety measures. When the lid was finally pried open, those present held their breath. Inside was neither an intact mummy nor any treasure. Instead, a foul stench filled the air, the result of filthy water mixing with decomposing bodies to form a thick reddish-brown liquid. Bizarre rumors spread, with some even asking to drink the water for supernatural power, forcing authorities to issue health warnings. Forensic analysis revealed 3 skeletons stacked atop one another, 2 men and a woman. There was no trace of royalty or gold. Skull fractures suggested death from violence. Dating placed the remains in the 4th century BC, the early Ptolemaic era. Why would such a rare, expensive granite sarcophagus be used for 3 ordinary individuals buried without ceremony or inscription? The use of black granite is remarkable. It had to be transported from Aswan, hundreds of miles away, requiring enormous resources. The discovery of the black sarcophagus is proof that history always finds ways to bury its strangest tales and forgotten lives. Amidst the Mediterranean breeze of the 16th century, a mystery appeared on the parchment of a Turkish cartographer, the Piri race map. drawn in 1513. This map has astonished researchers for centuries due to details that go far beyond the scientific capabilities of the Middle Ages. The map today remains only 1/3 of its original, but it shows the western coast of Africa and the eastern coast of South America. Most astonishingly, it depicts the northernmost part of Antarctica, a continent that wouldn't be discovered for more than 3 centuries. Even stranger, the map shows Antarctica not covered in ice, as if the author had drawn it before the Ice Age. Pierre Rees claimed he relied on more than 20 ancient maps from the Greek and Roman eras, and even some from Columbus. Yet, not a single one explains the astonishing accuracy of the coastlines or the appearance of Antarctica before it was frozen. Many theories have been proposed to explain this mystery, a historical legacy that challenges our understanding of the modern world. Some researchers believe that Pierre Rees inherited ancient knowledge that modern humanity has long forgotten, asking whether the civilization of Atlantis once existed. They suggest it possessed surveying techniques far ahead of its time. Others believe the map is simply the result of patchwork and imagination of sailors. However, the truth has not yet been solved. The Pierre map is not just an ancient document, but also a mirror reflecting human perception limits. How could a 16th century Ottoman admiral draw such accurate geographical features when surveying tools and global knowledge were still so limited? Was there truly a prehistoric civilization? Or is this simply a random coincidence of history? Even though the answer remains unanswered, the map remains silent. The map of Pierre Rees still lies in the Topkapi Museum in Istanbul as a challenge left to all future generations. It is evidence of the power of curiosity and the thirst for discovery. Now, consider the vanishing of the Clovis people. Their story began in the 1930s when archaeologists discovered unique and sophisticated stone spear points at a site near Clovis, New Mexico. These sharp points date back 13,000 years, proving the existence of an advanced and mysterious hunting culture in North America. The Clovis people were masters of stone technology. They survived by hunting extinct giants like mammoths, North American camels, and giant deer. But the Clovis culture suddenly vanished from all records within just a few hundred years. Scientists are still actively debating the reason for their collapse. Some theories suggest dramatic climate change at the end of the Ice Age led to the extinction of the large animals they depended on. Other researchers believe the Clovis encountered a meteorite disaster, as evidence of cosmic glass and carbon dust has been found at many sites. Was it a meteor impact that wiped them out? Or did they migrate? The fate of the Clovis people is a story shared by all humanity. Their disappearance is a warning that even a thriving civilization can vanish without a trace, leaving behind only small fragments for us to seek meaning. Today, as archaeologists analyze every fragment of Earth, the story of the Clovis people remains an endless source of inspiration. It urges us to ask profound questions about life and the inevitable decline that every civilization in the world must eventually face. Finally, hidden in a small library in Hungary lies a strange book that has confounded scholars for nearly 2 centuries, the Rohanic Codex. This is the Rohan Codex, a mysterious manuscript that even to this day, no one in the world has been able to read or truly understand. The book was discovered in the early 19th century in the town of Rohan. Its rough, time-stained pages contain characters unlike any known writing system. This script contains thousands of unique symbols. It features more than 80 illustrations depicting daily life, religious rituals, warfare, and complex religious symbolism. Some images seem reminiscent of Christianity, yet they are blended with elements of Islam and paganism, making the origin and meaning even more complicated. Who is the author? Was it a secret sect in Central Europe, or a sophisticated 19th century hoax created to challenge the curiosity of researchers? Despite modern linguistic analysis and digital technology, the book still refuses to yield a single line of meaning. It remains an unsolved scientific enigma, stone spheres of Costa Rica. Amidst the deep green tropical forests, hundreds of strange stone spheres lie scattered like silent gatekeepers for a vanished civilization. Known as Los Bolas, these artifacts were discovered in the 1930s by workers clearing land for banana plantations. Some weigh up to 16 tons. They were carved from granodiorite with a precision that even modern technology must admire. Yet, no records exist of their creation or purpose. Some believe they were astronomical calendars or symbols of power. However, without written records, these spheres remain a silent mystery of the Dequis culture. Over time, modern humans have unfortunately caused considerable damage to these stone spheres. In the 20th century, many spheres were moved to home gardens or even destroyed in the search for gold, as told in local legends. Only in recent decades have the Costa Rican government and UNESCO begun to recognize their value and promote conservation efforts. How could a society without metal or even the wheel create and move such enormous stones with such precision? Imagine a distant time 10,000 years ago when the North Sea was not water, but a fertile land called Doggerland. This lost world connected England to continental Europe, a paradise for hunter-gatherers who hunted mammoths and reindeer. Around 8,200 years ago, a giant tsunami triggered by a massive submarine landslide submerged Doggerland underwater. Today, archaeologists use seismic data to redraw the map of this land, searching for settlements preserved beneath the mud. The story of Doggerland is a haunting reminder of humanity's fragility before the forces of nature and a challenge to uncover hidden secrets. More than 3,500 years ago, in the red granite quarries of Aswan, the ancient Egyptians began a mission to create a gigantic obelisk. But before completion, a mysterious crack forced it to be abandoned in the quarry, where it remains to this day. If finished, it would have stood 42 meters tall and weighed 1,200 tons, equivalent to 200 African elephants. Ancient workers used dolerite balls to pound the stone and wooden wedges that expanded with water to crack the granite. Yet, questions remain. Was the crack a simple error, or was it a sign of a technical limit reached by humans? In India, another miracle exists. Kailasa Temple, carved entirely out of solid rock within the Ellora cave complex. This monumental structure challenges everything we know about ancient engineering and the incredible capabilities of our ancestors. Nestled in the Shahanandri Hills of Maharashtra, India, Kailasa Temple is the largest monolithic stone structure in the world. Unlike the Egyptian pyramids built from millions of blocks stacked together, Kailasa was carved entirely from a single massive basalt rock. Its dimensions twice that of the Parthenon in Athens. The structure stands over 30 meters high, stretches 300 meters long, and spans 175 meters wide, all surrounded by a U-shaped courtyard plunging 50 meters deep. What astonishes people most is the method of construction. The craftsmen started from the mountaintop and cut downward, a technique that goes against all conventional building practices. They removed more than 400,000 tons of rock using simple hammers and chisels, creating a temple with unbelievably intricate carvings. Every corner of Kailasa Temple is a work of art. The stone walls are covered with carvings depicting Shiva, Vishnu, and other deities. One of the most outstanding reliefs shows the demon king Rana trying to lift Mount Kailasa, the abode of Shiva. Archaeologists have even discovered more than 30 million Sanskrit characters carved into the rock, most of which remain untranslated. Could these inscriptions be hiding a message from the past? According to historians, Kailasa Temple was built in the 8th century. A local legend tells that the queen prayed to Shiva to cure her husband's illness and vowed to fast until the tower was completed. An architect named Kukasa promised to finish the top within a week by starting to carve from the top down. The Kailo Temple was completed at a staggering pace in just 18 years. How could such a gigantic structure be finished so quickly? Some bold theories propose that the temple could be the product of a forgotten advanced civilization or even linked to Del's technologies beyond understanding. Traces of drilling on the stone and almost perfectly straight cuts have led some to speculate about the involvement of alien technology. Archaeologists believe craftsmen from the Chukya and Pallava dynasties contributed South Indian architectural styles to the project. Yet even this theory cannot explain why there are no traces of large construction tools or nearby quarry sites. In the 17th century, the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb ordered 1,000 men to demolish the temple. After 3 years, they only made scratches. The hardness of the basalt and the solidity of the structure made this attempt a complete failure. Kailo Temple stands as a testament. Like many mysteries in history, Kailo keeps its secrets locked away, challenging us to continue searching for the truth hidden in stone. Lost Library of Alexandria. Situated in the heart of Alexandria, a city founded by Alexander the Great around 330 BC, the Library of Alexandria was the intellectual center of the ancient world. Built during the reign of Ptolemy I Soter, this library was part of the Mausoleum, the Temple of the Muses, where the greatest scholars, poets, and scientists gathered. It is estimated that the library housed between 200,000 and 700,000 papyrus scrolls, including the works of Homer, Plato, and Aristotle. Not merely a repository, the Mausoleum was a vibrant community where Euclid laid the foundations of geometry and Archimedes invented world-changing creations. The Ptolemaic dynasty sent people worldwide to collect manuscripts, even borrowing books from ships docking at the port to copy them. Today, no architectural traces of the library remain, and what we know is pieced together only from ancient records. So, what destroyed this treasure trove? One suspect is Julius Caesar. In 48 BC, he ordered the burning of Egyptian ships. The fire spread to the shore, destroying part of the city and, according to some accounts, burning as many as 40,000 scrolls. Another theory involves the 4th century AD, when Emperor Theodosius I issued a decree to destroy pagan temples like the Serapeum. Modern historians believe the library gradually declined over many centuries due to wars, internal strife, and waning cultural support. The decline of the Library of Alexandria is considered one of the greatest intellectual disasters in history. Could their secrets have been passed on, hidden in other libraries, or do they remain lost, like the Roman dodecahedrons? More than 130 Roman dodecahedrons have been found across northwestern Europe, but strangely, not a single one in Rome itself. These objects, made from bronze alloys, feature 12 faces with circular holes and small knobs protruding from every corner. Each piece was meticulously cast for a special purpose, yet they remain one of archaeology's most enduring mysteries. Human history is etched in stone, but some monuments defy explanation. Welcome to the world of ancient engineering marvels. In Aswan, Egypt, lies the unfinished obelisk. If completed, it would have stood 137 feet tall. Weighing nearly 1,200 tons, it was carved directly from the granite bedrock, showcasing the sheer ambition of the pharaohs. However, a massive crack appeared during the process, leaving this stone giant forever anchored to the earth. Across the ocean in India, the Kailasa temple at Ellora represents an even more baffling feat of engineering. This entire complex wasn't built stone by stone. It was excavated from a single mountain of basalt, carved from the top down. Ancient workers removed 400,000 tons of rock with precision that challenges modern architectural understanding. How did the ancients achieve the impossible? These stone giants remain silent witnesses to a lost era of supreme craftsmanship. Some bold theories suggest the scrolls may contain forbidden secrets, teachings, or prophecies that religious leaders of the time deemed dangerous. The scrolls may be connected to secret doctrines of Jewish sects, possibly influencing early Christian followers such as John the Baptist. Deep within the barren heart of Death Valley, a strange phenomenon has puzzled the world for more than a century: the moving stones. On the dry surface of racetrack playa, silent stones glide across the ground, leaving behind long, winding trails in the parched mud. Researchers discovered the movement requires rain, shallow water, and temperatures that plunge below freezing to form a thin layer of windowpane ice. When the sun rises, the ice melts, nudging the stones forward. Some rocks have been recorded traveling over 200 meters. More than 2,500 years ago, an ancient wonder was described as surpassing even the pyramids: the colossal underground Hawara labyrinth. The historian Herodotus claimed it had 3,000 rooms and winding passages connecting exquisitely, carved pillars and walls covered in hieroglyphs. In 2008, as archaeologists excavated near the pyramid, the labyrinth revealed itself. Yet, the results remain unpublished by authorities. Why would a discovery capable of rewriting history be kept secret? Could this labyrinth conceal treasures or texts from before recorded history? Thank you for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming journeys.